Greek army that will be used in the game. So I'll just go through them real quick. We've got an officer here, he's a second lieutenant. They're veterans, so it's him and his buddy. They're going to just be armed with rifles, I guess, and pistols. There's no submachine guns in the army, for me. And then here we have a 10-man inexperienced squad. We've got the LMG here, and we've got a VB launcher there in the back. And then we've got a bit of redundancy. We've got the same, exact same unit. We've got 10 guys here. We've got the VB launcher here. We've got the LMG here. Then we all have an anti-tank rifle here. Next to them, we've got a light mortar. In the back, I've got a sniper and his buddy. And for some mobility here, we've got 4 Bren carriers. Each has a pintle mount LMG. You can swap them out for anti-tank rifles, but I knew my friend was bringing I knew there was an airplane coming in, so I was like, I'll give him the pintle mounts. And we've got a 5-man squad here. They're regular. They've got an LMG. Here's another one, regular with an LMG, and regular with a VB launcher. Where's the VB launcher? There he is, right in the front. And another one with a VB launcher. These guys are all regular, and they're tough fighter. The NCOs have rifles. So it's 14 dice, and it comes in just under 1,000 points. I think at 997 or 998. Let's take a look at the Germans. It might be a photograph because we did not film this yesterday. So yeah, let's check them out.
Here's the first lieutenant and the air observer. They're both veteran. They're on their own. We have some weapons teams here. We have a sniper, flamethrower team, and a anti-tank rifle team. They're veteran. There was also a light mortar team and a medium machine gun team. They were veteran as well, but I don't have photos of them to put up here. We have a 5-man Fallschirmjager squad with rifles, and the NCO as well has a rifle. We have a bigger squad here, 8 guys, 2 SMGs, 1 LMG, veteran, stubborn, and for some redundancy, we have pretty much the exact same unit, 2 SMGs and LMG, veteran, and stubborn. For transport and some punch, my friend has a Ketton Crod Rod and the LG-40 with the gun shield there. It was 6 to kill those guys, kind of difficult to get rid of them. Everyone's favorite, the MMG bike, who was veteran. And then finally here we have the showpiece of my friend's army, a beautiful piece, the glider. Hey everyone, James here from JVC Paints. I've got another battle report for you today. Today is the cockfight in Corinth. We've got my Royal Greek Army, as you can see, deployed on this side of the board. A little bit fuzzy, focus isn't the greatest, versus some early war Fallschirmjager. My friend Giovanni has come down. We're going to be playing a game today. He's got a motorbike here. He's got a whole bunch of other units as well. You'll be seeing those later on in the game. We'll have a little army list compilation later, maybe, or before, I don't know. Anyway, we've got 4 objectives here. They were rolled randomly. We've got one here. We've got one under the sort of tower, the air control tower here on the airstrip. Those chickens are an objective. And then that crate right there that I'm pointing to is also, those crates there, or those jerry cans are also an objective. So we're going to be playing here. We're looking for 6 turns. We've got a glider coming in. But we're just happy to be playing because, like I said, it's been 10 months. So there's going to be mistakes. Beers have been drunk. Pizza has been eaten. And we're about to rock and roll. Just finished turn 1. And we've had a couple cool events here. We'll take the Greek line. Oh, you know, Fubar. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's go over here real quick. Basically, what we've had happen here is my Bren carrier with some guys in it. They zipped, they broke cover, drove over here. His motorcycle MMG then wrecked back over here. And my light mortar, which is here, got a really lucky shot on his MMG team here, killing 2 guys, giving him 2 pins. Then I tried to use my inexperienced squad here to try to finish that final guy off, but they had already had a pin on them from that MMG, and I went foobar. They got the bad result of shooting their own guys, but luckily for me, there were no guys within range for it to be shot at, so that was okay. The Germans themselves, what they've done is basically they've all kind of hopped the wall. They're in the ammo dump. They're totally sitting on this objective. They've got this objective as well. The cannon here has detached from the Ketton Crod Rod. The flamethrower guys are now getting into the Ketton Crod Rod. There's his lieutenant, Leutnant Fabio von Fuckwitz. He's not doing anything. The snipers took a shot, trying to take out my MMG or my VB launcher and that crew over there. Didn't make it. I had another foobar. As you can see, I've got the foobar marker there for this game. Basically, the Bren carrier and the guys inside took a pin from over there. And I just said, oh, I'm going to rally these guys. And I rolled a foo bar to rally. We weren't sure what to do. We got the result of go down, so it worked out. But that's turn one. I still have 2 Bren carriers with 2 5-man squads off the table. And he still has a glider. So we're going to be heading into turn 2. And then probably going to go out for dinner. But yeah, turn 2 coming up. Things are starting to get serious here at the end of turn 2. We've just finished turn 2, and I'll let you know what's going on. So, I lost my anti-tank rifle, which is hiding behind this building. It was taken out by his sniper over there. These guys are still on ambush, but I picked up the dice. I'll have to put it back. The officer is just hanging out there. He's called in an airstrike. We've put the Fallschirmjager medal there. It's coming in on that Bren carrier there. These guys have moved up. And the snipers have exchanged fire. I'm sitting on that objective. These guys, they are not motivated to do much, so they failed their order test. The light mortar, they've got no target now because the other Bren carrier here moved up. These guys piled out and took out his MMG. So we're sitting at 1-1 at the moment. And over here, his motorbike is just chilling behind this mortar pit. And what else do we got going on? So this is what the German lines look like. So he's got his light mortar. They got a pin. They're sitting by the chicken objective. And then this objective is just mobbed here. But over here we got a bit of a foo bar. He was going to fire his cannon. What's the name of that cannon you got, dude? What's the name of it?
LG-40.
It's the LG-40. Okay, so the LG-40 went foo bar. And it was going to fire at those guys over there. But it moved backwards instead and went down. His officer's there. The flamethrower guys are still in the Kettencroft rod, and he's got his snipers up there. So we're heading into turn 2. It's going to get exciting. We don't know if the plane's going to come in, but that is my friend Gio has done a fantastic job on this airplane. You can even see the dudes in the cockpit and stuff. Really badass, and it's really well balanced too. When I make planes, it's absolute dog shit. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to do turn 3, but we're going to go out to eat instead, and then we'll probably pick this up tomorrow. Bye. 3 is over, and it was pretty interesting. So what's gone on here is that the marker that was on that APC, that Bren carrier, has now moved to the inexperienced guys in this wood. My officers kind of just stayed down. Snipers aren't hitting anything. They're rolling 2s every chance they get. Okay, something interesting has happened over here. Let's start what's going on. So first of all, the glider came in. It was the very last dice of the turn. The glider came in. The guys piled out. Bunch of shots on these guys, these inexperienced guys, and we took out the LMG. And in the corner, I kind of had his bike hemmed in, but then he pulled it over there. So I've still got that APC, and it's got some guys in there. Over here, what's happened is this Bren carrier here. We shot up the light mortar that was there, and then the guys had already been out for that turn, the end of turn 2, I think, and they moved in hand-to-hand, killed the remaining guy after it had been shot, and then they retreated into the forest. His guys here, they tried to shoot at these guys, and they went down. I've moved up. I've still got guys in there. Over here, we've had a bit of interesting development. Maybe I'll go this way instead. So we've had a hand-to-hand. We've lost an LMG. And over here, I moved up the other APC, the other Bren carrier. These guys popped out only after the flamethrower blew it point-blank range because of the ambush from those guys putting another pin on him. So he missed because of that. So ambush worked perfectly. He tried to move his Panzerbusch, his little cannon. He rolled a foo bar on that. They ran away. I was kind of hoping he was going to get a 1 so I could shoot his officer, but that didn't happen. And he's just been trying to pile pins onto these guys here. So we're heading into turn 4. Big development is the glider, which looks really cool. And over here, I got to do some of that bike. Personally, these guys are just, I mean, they're trash. They're going to all die on 3. So they're just going to hunker down and go down, I think. We're sitting on the objective. We're sitting on 2 objectives. I got 2 objectives open, so that's kind of tough. But then the bomber's coming in. So if he rolls badly with the bomber, it might change the game. So we'll see what happens. We're going to head into turn 4. We're going to have some lunch. A lot of eating going on. We broke last turn for dinner. Now we're breaking this turn for lunch. we're going to start turn 4. We're going to see if the airstrike on these inexperienced Greek guys, if it's going to come in. Let's see what happens. What do we got? It comes in! Okay, so we're going to figure out what happens, and we'll get right back. So the plane came in, 18 inches away from the unit, onto that marker there. We rolled for the pins of here it comes, and these guys didn't get any pins, and the officers behind the building there, they didn't get any pins either. But I decided to go down and have the number of hits, and I lost 4 guys, so I didn't have to take a test, but I've got 1 pin, 4 guys, but I still got my 2 weapons, and now we're going to start turn 4 in earnest, and it's really heating up because these guys are now, I've got a gang of professional murderers, and they've basically got my gang of professional shepherds that are hiding in that mortar pit over there. So we're going to see what happens. So here comes turn 4. Turn 4 is ended, and a lot of things have happened, especially in the center of the board. We had these guys, they fired at the flamethrower, but nothing happened. They kind of fluffed it. Their APC was going to just fire point blank at the flamethrower guys, but it went down, so it backed up. So the APC that was over here by the chickens, it turned, went over here to help give those guys some cover from these guys, and it fired at the flamethrower as well, and then just put a pin on them. And then these guys took a couple pot shots, and nothing really happened. And then 2 of these guys died from, I think was it your officer that killed those guys?
Yes.
I say the officer, who then was killed by the sniper in that tower. His gun here pulled a shot off and took out, or hit, I should say, the APC here. And then his motorbike moved in to help these guys out. I got some lucky shooting from this, and I took out a bunch of guys, and the inexperienced guys over here in hardcover, they held their own. They shot. We're zoning in with the light mortar. Still got an APC full of guys here, so it's zipping along the back. The Crod Rod, it's kind of out of it here. And over here, his guys, I went down, but it didn't. Excellent shooting, and he took out 3 of my guys here, but we survived our test. So we're heading into turn 4. It's starting to heat up. It's one of those things, it's going to be anybody's game. But we're having a lot of fun, and we'll check out at the end of turn 5. Turn 5's over. What's happened here? The officers, they've kind of came out. I had them take a pot shot at some guys, these guys here, who hopped the wall and shot at these guys. Luckily, my guys, these Greek guys have survived. They got 3 pins though. The APC, I kind of backed it off a little bit to give these guys some cover. The flamethrower's got 3 pins. It's kind of out of action. It's being hit by a 4 indirect from the VB launcher in the woods over here. The 5 there, I don't know if you can make that out. That 5 is from a different VB launcher. It's on the snipers. It's from those guys over there that came out of that EPC. This is the air spotter guy. He just ran up, took some pot shots. The Crod Rod's hiding over there. I'm going to zoom around the table here a little bit though. Over here, these inexperienced guys are holding onto that mortar pit. They've got a pin. They did some damage on these guys. These guys had to go down. They've got 4 pins now. 3 pins, I should say. Sorry. This pin is doesn't matter. The Brin carrier here took some shots at these guys as well. And then the guys got out, moved up to the glider wing, and they took out the motorcycle that was here. Got a 6, blew it up real good. Over on this side, on the German side, the Bren moved up, took some shots at the guys over here, and then these guys popped out. They also took some shots on these guys, but missed. But then the VB launcher, where is he? Right there. He put a shot on top of, whoops, the snipers over here. Still got these 2 guys in the woods. They're holding tight. And this cannon failed his order test. He went down. The snipers also failed their order test. They went down as well. And the anti-tank rifle, I took a shot at, I forget where it took a shot. I think it took a shot at this guy here. But yeah, we're heading into turn 6. We're getting pretty tired. It's been a long day. We've been drinking, talking, and joking and all that stuff. So yeah, turn 6. We'll see who owns the airfield. turn 6. Let's go on what happened here. So the Germans were kind of stuck down here. Not much happened. We picked off one of the guys here in the flamethrower team. You can see the air observer guy. He's still down there. The sniper's up here. He had a couple pins. He took a shot. He killed a guy. But he killed a guy in this unit over here, which they didn't fail their test, so the guy stayed. He took out the NCO, so we just have the LMG guy, and he stayed. Interesting, these guys, they popped out of the woods. There was a unit here. The LMG completely blasted these guys, killed 4 out of 5 guys. I picked the NCO, and my friend blew the NCO roll for these guys and rolled that one. The last turn of the dice, or the last turn of the game for me, I backed this up, and I took some shots at these guys here, and I think I put a pin on them as well. Over here, let me move around the table a bit better. Over here, we had the unit here. I hanged him out as bait. He took the bait, he chopped the fence, he went for these guys, and then that way, these guys could hold on to this objective. So the Germans have this central one here, but the Greeks hold this one. Oops, the chicken's here. The cannon fired, but it failed to penetrate on the one brain carrier. And then over here, we had a bit of a melee. The Fallschirmjager hopped the wing. They took out the guys that had come out of the brain carrier. They retreated back to the side. And then the inexperienced guys, they took some shots, but they hit, but they weren't able to kill. But these guys have like 5 pins now. So his officer was also killed. But yeah, the game was 4 dice apiece. And we went to the Greeks on objectives. I had 3 objectives. This one here, the bomb, and the chickens, and the Germans got that one there. So it was a good game. I want to thank my friend Giovanni for coming over, bringing his super cool airplane, and bringing his guys, and having an interesting battle, letting me get my Greeks out there. So thanks very much, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.